settings menu.
Wait, I got it. Here
Oh,
we go.
yep, you're live. I
I
see you.
did it.
And I hear you. All right, I'm out.
Okay, thanks.
Settings. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Is it pushing to YouTube yet? Oh my gosh, I'm getting dizzy. Pushing to YouTube, pushing to YouTube. Let's see. Hmm. There we go. Okay, turn that down. All right, you guys. This is exciting. This is exciting. All right, I got a presentation for you guys today. How to make money with AI, easiest ways to make money with AI. And I'm also going to be talking about community development. This is one of my key areas of focus. I've been on YouTube and a creator. I've been a creator on the creative side. I've also been on the agency side for the last 6 years. We've got over a billion views under our belt for our clients. I've got hundreds of millions of views under my belt personally. And so I'm excited to integrate some of this AI language, some of the high level AI concepts and the things that we need to be focusing on moving into the AI generation. I'm super excited to merge these two worlds. So one of the things that I've been focusing on a lot lately over the last couple of years, and I get comments on this sometimes too. They're like, "What are you doing dabbling in the AI space?" And I'm like, "You guys, artificial intelligence is legitimately taking over everything. And if you're not focused on building AI systems into your content strategy, you're going to get swept away, left behind. It's going to be like you being a business owner when the cell phone came out saying, or when Facebook came out saying, I'm sticking with the yellow pages. I'm sticking with the yellow pages. Where are the yellow pages now? Exactly. They're gone. We used to get those books like in the mail, even after the yellow pages disappeared, they'd still send them to us for a few years. We get a book on our doorstep. That's probably stopped maybe 10 years ago. But we would just take that thing and just throw it right in the garbage. In fact, I think I have one. I've got one around here somewhere. I saved it because I'm like, I'm going to use this for an object lesson at some point. But yeah, I'm really excited about this stream. So, couple items of housekeeping. Make sure that I've got chat on. Somebody just say something in the chat so that way I can make sure that this thing is working. And then I'm gonna rock and roll. Type something in the chat. Where's the chat? Just want to make sure I've got this all good to go. Chat. Hey. Okay, cool. Love it. Wonderful. I love it. Okay, so here's the thing. So we're recording this for our program, and so I'm gonna do kind of doing my housekeeping now, and then I'm gonna be like get into game mode, and then I'm gonna rip it, and we're gonna get through this presentation. So I'm gonna be following the chat, but I'm not gonna be responding to you guys until the end of my presentation, and that way I got this like nice, clean, crisp video. And then at the end, I'll take your Q&A and we'll rock and roll and go from there. All right. So with that said, I need to, hold on. I got to share my screen. Make sure that I'm on screen share. Get rid of OBS. Wham, bam. There we go. Actually, I should probably kick it off like this. Let's kick it off like that. And then I'll do that. All right. You guys get to see how the hot dogs are made in the hot dog factory today. All the BTS stuff. All right, here we go. Game time. All right, guys, welcome back to AI Marketing Path. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how to make money with AI, some of the easiest ways to make money with AI. And I've got some of the latest stats and advice from the top leaders in the AI space, and all the advice is really the same. So I'm excited to dive into this. I'm also going to be talking to you about how to build a community. Now, community development is going to be your moat as you're growing in the AI era. As we're entering into the AI generation, your moat is going to be your community. And I'm going to show you some charts here in just a few minutes showing you why that is. And I'm going to give you a strategy for exactly how you can build out that, how you can dig that moat, fill it with water, and make it impenetrable, so that way the storm castle, the castle stormers can't get into your castle. Okay, we're gonna fill that moat with crocodiles. I have no idea what I'm saying right now, but let's just rock and roll. Oh, I love life. All right, so here we go. Easy ways to get rich in the new AI economy. The AI gold rush isn't coming, my friends. It is already here. The question isn't if you'll use it, but how you'll position yourself to profit. Think about this positioning. You want to make sure that you're positioned the right way, so that way you can take advantage of all of the incredible opportunity that's happening right now and will be happening for the next number of years. So many millionaires and billionaires are going to be made over the course of the next 5 to 10 years that it's going to be unbelievable. I think, who was it? Somebody just came out and said that somebody pretty big, somebody pretty famous. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Sam Altman. The next billionaire, or this is in the next 10 years, we'll have a solopreneur billionaire because of the things that I'm going to be talking about in this presentation. Okay, so before I get into the meat and potatoes of everything, I need to give you a little bit of background on who I am. One of my biggest mottos is that an effective teacher must also be a doer. So here's some of my resume. I built a YouTube channel in 2014. We were full-time YouTubers from 2017 to 2019. Here is my YouTube channel. We had just about 350,000 subscribers, and it was a family vlog. And a lot of times people are like, what do you know about business? You were just in the family vlog. I'm telling you right now, like, you learn a whole lot of things when you're trying to manage a YouTube channel as your business with your family members. You think managing a team of employees is hard? Try to manage a 6-year-old kid. So I know a lot about business building just from the things that we built here. But my wife and I are also authors. I'm a speaker. I've spoken on stages all across the nation. Full-time YouTuber, like I said, content creator, a consultant, and I'm a founder of 2 companies. Rafidi Media is, 3 companies. Rafidi Media is my YouTube agency. We work with business owners and enterprises who are trying to grow their businesses using YouTube, get leads generated through their YouTube videos, and then Yoink It. That's that little Yoink button there, the icon down there at the bottom. Yoink It is our new SaaS tool, and I'm a co-founder of that company. And I've got a great developer who is our CEO and my partner. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what Yoink It is here in just a little bit, so that way you guys can understand how you can see that I'm actually taking advantage of the AI shift in the content world as well. And then some of these are some of our companies that we've worked with. And you may have recognized some of these: VTech Toys, Mattel Toys, HEB, Amazon. Worked with all of these companies and many, many more. And so I have been around the block. Everything that I am talking to you about today, everything that I'm teaching you today is not just coming from ChatGPT and just say, hey, ChatGPT, put this all together as if you are a successful person. I don't want to pat myself too much on the back there. As if you had done all of these things. And in reality, in reality, I haven't done anything. Everything that I'm teaching you today comes from real world experience. This all comes from the things that I have done. Nothing that I'm talking about today is just idea. These are all things that I have a track record in building, and so it's rest assured you're getting information that's straight from the horse's mouth. I am the horse, and this is. I'll stop there. All right. Here's our conference. This was Video Marketing World. This was actually in 2019. This was one of our first years. And the reason I like this picture so much is because this was the first year that I came in, my wife and I came in, we took over this conference. And this is the first year that we took over, and it ended up being amazing. And we've got a juggler on stage. It's juggling Josh Horton. And we had a packed room full of business owners, just like you guys. They were coming to learn video because artificial intelligence, like nobody was talking about in 2019. This year, we've shifted it to AI Marketing World. I know if you've listened to some of our other sessions, you know that AI Marketing World is a massive massive conference that's teaching business owners, enterprises, marketers how to use artificial intelligence wisely in your businesses to grow your business. But yeah, this was kind of where the roots started. These are some of the people that I've worked with. And again, these aren't to necessarily, not to necessarily pat myself on the back. I'll do it a little bit, but these aren't to pat myself on the back. They're just to show you that I've got experience, that I've been around movers and shakers. So this is Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels. He's been a long-term client of ours. Mark Cuban, he actually spoke at our conference in 2020 during COVID. This was the presentation. So when I say spoke at our conference, I mean he agreed to live stream, let me interview him, do a Q&A style out of his mansion with, apparently he's got golden doorknobs. Mark's actually pretty cool. He's exactly, in real life, he's exactly the same way that he is on Shark Tank. And we've done a lot of business with Mark Cuban companies and his Shark Tank deals. And he's been awesome. He's been awesome to work with. Cassie Ho from Blog Lottie, she was one of our clients. This is Tim. How can I forget Tim's last name? Oh my gosh. Just totally gone. Tim Ballard. Oh my gosh. That was embarrassing. Tim Ballard was one of our clients with Operation Underground Railroad, and we exploded Operation Underground Railroad's YouTube channel in about 10 months. It was awesome. Went from 9,000 subscribers to 109,000, and yeah, rocked that. Got them a ton of exposure from their YouTube channel. And Dean Graziosi, a lot of you guys may have seen him. He's Tony Robbins' business partner, and he's a famous marketer. He's been doing infomercials and internet marketing for a long time. And this is Jordan Page, Fun, Cheaper, Free. She was actually on TLC. She's been on the news. She's done all sorts of stuff. So I've had the pleasure of working with all of these people. Now, again, those aren't to pat myself on the back. There's a couple reasons that I show you those photos. One is, again, so that way you understand that I've worked with some pretty cool stuff and they've trusted me with their things. And we just keep growing and growing with the level and the quality of client that we work with. And everything that I'm sharing with them are things that I'm sharing with you as well. The other thing that I want to mention about all of those people is that they're not necessarily influencers. You know the time. Influencers. Hey guys, check out my new outfit for the day. They're not those types of influencers. They're, I really just do that. I crack myself up. They are, they're business owners. They're business owners, and they're focused on these things, and they're focused on community development. They're focused on growing in the AI space. They're focused on integrating AI, artificial and I have to clarify that. Sorry, that was condescending. Artificial intelligence, guys. If you don't know what AI is, artificial intelligence. They're focused on integrating AI into their content and into their strategies and into their businesses, so that way they can grow a more successful and efficient business model. Okay, so if you guys don't know who Andrew Ng is, he's been around for a long time, did a bunch of stuff with Google. He's very successful in the AI space, very vocal thought leader in the space. And I want to just talk about a couple of things that he's been saying over the course of the last number of years. So specifically towards the opportunity landscape. Right, so he says, right now, wealth is in practical, simple tools solving profitable problems. He says that AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, basically an intelligence, a software intelligence that thinks like a human and that can eventually turn into a super intelligence, something that is far superior to humanity. He thinks that that's pretty far off. A lot of other experts are saying, hey, this could be as early as 5-6 years away. I think that Andrew is saying, no, probably more like a couple decades. Either way, between now and then, there is a massive amount of opportunity. And this is why many, many millionaires are going to be coming up over the course of the next number of years, is because there's so much opportunity. So let's talk about where the opportunity lies. He says there are 5 mega opportunities right now. Number 1 is in agentic AI. He says right now It's $5.1 billion. It's a $5.1 billion industry. By 2032, it'll be $69 billion. And this is tools that reflect, plan, collaborate. Small language models, 930 million to 5.45 billion. And we're going to talk about SLMs here in a minute. And then these other ones we're not really going to get into in this one. Military AI. Probably you guys aren't inventing drones in defense. Fun fact though, I have a buddy of mine who graduated high school, went to college, went and worked for NASA. Now he works for a private drone company, has military defense contracts. It's pretty sick. But that's not my expertise, so I'm not going to get into that. Edge AI, smart factories, $99 devices. Yeah, I'm not going to talk much about that. And then trust layer. We're going to talk a little bit about trust, but we're not going to necessarily talk about trust layer in AI systems. I'm going to focus on these two, agentic AI and small language models, because that is what I have experience with, small experience that has had great results. And let's say, I don't want to say small experience, simple experience. I'm going to show you how easy some of these things are. So let's talk about what an SLM is. I don't want to like get super deep on this, but basically the reason that SLMs are going to take over is because they're cheaper, they're faster and cheaper to run than a large language model, and they're more specifically focused on solving problems in one specific industry, as opposed to taking all the information from the internet and analyzing it to give you a generalized solution to a very specific niche problem. So an SLM essentially is like a SaaS tool that you create to solve a specific problem. It's like a dental. If you're in the dental industry, it's like some type of a software that catalogs patients or can analyze X-rays, or it's very specifically focused on a niche, and it's only trained for that niche. Custom GPTs, my friends, are examples of SLMs, because what you're doing is you're taking some knowledge, some data set, incorporating it into ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT also is able to pull from the internet, but it's got a very narrow core focus. So in a lot of ways, custom GPTs operate like SLMs. The other benefit to SLMs is that they can be local. It can just be in the form of software that you download or software that you access. So you could have an entire SLM running on one server that a bunch of people have access to. This is a huge area of focus, and I don't want this to be super intimidating to you, because it shouldn't be. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you some examples of things that you could be doing right this second to be building your own SLMs that can make you profitable, that can bring extra profit, extra revenue into your business. But speed and focus is greater than size. That's the whole point of SLMs. Speed and focus. This is why SaaS tools, agentic AI, like little agents that do very specific things, this is why this is so incredibly important, is because they're faster and they're more focused and thus more accurate than large language models. I'm sure all of you guys, leave it in the comments if you have experience with ChatGPT kind of going a little bit crazy and giving you answers to questions or responses that you didn't ask for, or forgetting, or telling you ask the same question and it gives you two different responses. Put a number 1 in the comment. I want to see all of you guys. You probably, just like me, have experienced that quite a bit if you're using ChatGPT on a daily basis. All right. AI wealth isn't in building large language models. Well, it is for some people. Sam Altman, huge money in that. But for us, if we want to make millions of dollars, you don't necessarily have to go crazy with your, you don't have to go crazy trying to keep up with Sam Altman or with Elon Musk. A lot of the money for people like us, small business owners, coaches, consultants, a lot of money, big money, millions and millions of dollars is in just finding ways, creating tools that help people save time, save money, be more productive, be more efficient. those are the things that are going to make people like you and I millions and millions of dollars. So here are three areas. Agentic workflows, okay? Automate repetitive business processes, emails, reporting, scheduling, customer onboarding. And agents are very similar to SLMs. They are and they aren't. Like agents are, I don't even say it. It's like, I want to say it's like a little person that's just doing one little task over and over again. Right? It's kind of like that, but it's like, it's one little piece of software that is trusted to do a specific task. So have any of you guys set up tasks through your ChatGPT? I just set one up. Actually, let me show you. Do I have it here? Oh, that's my custom GPT. I don't want to go like too far away from that. Well, let me describe it and then I'll show it to you after I show you the custom GPT here in a few minutes. So if you've set up a task with ChatGPT, so I have a task that is every day, every morning, send me 5 news topics related to what creators on social media are doing. And I want drama, I want tea. And then for each one of those articles, write a bold, hot take Facebook post that I can use. And so every morning I get a notification from ChatGPT. Here's your news for the day. Go out there, Scott, take it and turn it into social media content. And that's operating like an agent. It does what I tell it to do. So it is a 2-step agent. Go find me the information. That's step 1. Step 2 is write me a Facebook post. That's step 2. All right. So agentic workflows. If you learn how to create agentic workflows for other people, there is a lot of money in that. And I know people right now who are creating agentic workflows and custom GPTs for people and making tens of thousands of dollars a month. Tens of thousands of dollars a month. So I mean, think about it like this. What are the, and I'm gonna get into like how you train your mind to start thinking this way here in just a second. But think about it like this. What are the things that irritate you? What are the redundant tasks that irritate you every day that you're like, man, I wish I could just have a freaking robot do this for me? Not in the real world. The robots are going to come and, do our dishes and mow our lawns and stuff like that in the next 5-10 years. But I'm talking about in the digital world. Maybe clean your inbox, maybe come up with social post ideas, maybe find topics to talk about, maybe feed you information on the stock market. Okay, bear with me. What if you created some type of a website and you started promoting agentic workflows for other people, building agentic workflows for other people to help save them time, help save them money, help them create more content, build their community, their moat? Do you think people would be willing to pay? 100% they're willing to pay, because number 1, they don't want to have to learn that. And number 2, they're always looking for ways to be more productive. Any successful person is looking for ways to be more productive and get done more things that actually move the needle. All right. Number 2, build micro tools and plugins, lightweight solutions that solve one painful problem in a niche: real estate, dental offices, bookkeeping. I'm going to show you my micro tool here in just a second, but you guys heard from Austin and you saw all of the problems that Syllabi, that he's got all of this, he's got solutions to all of the problems that you can possibly think of when it comes to content creation. Our SaaS tool, Yoinkit, very similar to that, solves one very specific problem for content creators. Micro tools and plugins, it's never been easier for you to create a micro tool. In 2025, it's like the easiest time. I legitimately went to ChatGPT, started talking to it. Hey, ChatGPT, can you build me a calculator that does X, Y, and Z? It coded out 500 lines of code, and then it had a little button that was like tested. And I pressed the button, and it pulled up a page, and my entire calculator was in there. Looks beautiful. It's like custom, it's gorgeous. And I was like, I did that in like 4 minutes. I built I coded. No, I didn't code. I told ChatGPT to code a piece of software, and it did it. Never before in all of humanity have we been able to do that. You can talk to a machine. I can talk to a machine, and it can build something for me. Micro tools and plugins are going to make many, many millionaires. Again, I'm going to tell you guys how to start interacting with this and how to start thinking about this here in just a second. I'm going to give you a model for that. All right. And then number 3, consulting on AI time-saving systems. Help businesses plug AI into their daily workflows. So this is, so example, using ChatGPT plus Gamma. I've got a secret about this presentation here in just a second. I'm going to give you, I'm teasing, I'm dropping that tease. I'm going to tell you how I did it here in just a few minutes. But using ChatGPT plus Gamma to cut a 6-hour presentation build into 30 minutes. Actually, I'll just tell you right now because I basically just did. So this entire presentation, I will say, let's say 80% of this presentation. What I did was I went to ChatGPT. I said, "Hey, ChatGPT, these are the things I want to present on, and these are my thoughts. These are the things I'm focused on. Here is Andrew Ng's commentary. Here's a thread on Andy Ng. Let's incorporate that into it and build me a presentation." And it built out my whole presentation, and I went through each section, and I'm like, okay, in this section, we need to say this, 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 and this. And it was like, okay, here you go. Here's the output. I took all of that stuff, put it into a Word document, a Google Doc, and then I copied and pasted that entire Google Doc over into Gamma. If you don't know what Gamma is, it's a presentation tool. And then Gamma formatted it all for me. It condensed the stuff, and it formatted it all for me. And I did this all in a matter of, it probably took me and then I pulled up from other presentations and things like that, things that I typically will talk about. It probably took an hour when ordinarily this would have taken me 10 hours. So I saved 9 hours of time because I used ChatGPT plus Gamma, and I literally talked to it. Okay. Let me just show you the power of this real fast. Okay. So the other day, this is my custom GPT. I'm going to get more into that here in just a few minutes. But I basically was like, hey, ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, hey, custom GPT, build me a content strategy for my YouTube videos, for my content. And then I fed it some screenshots of analytics. And then down here, I fed it some thumbnail designs, and just basically it was like, hey, these are the things that I'm doing. Give me an analysis of my content and give me a strategy. So then it built me a strategy, copied and pasted it into a Word doc, and then boom, here's what Gamma did. So then I can get into present. Look at this. Okay, here's my presentation for my YouTube channel. Maybe, is it gonna, how do I go to the next? Okay, let's exit that. I'll just show you. Yeah, and then here's my unique value proposition. This all came from ChatGPT, and then again, Gamma just organized it correctly. Now listen, I'm not a professional graphic designer. I have a lot of design experience. This is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but this is better than probably 99% of what people will put together. Their top 1% are going to put together much better presentations, but like it gives you graphs and charts and all sorts of things. This is unlocking workflows. This is creating opportunity in the consulting space. This is creating productive workflows for people. I'm teaching you this right now. This is like one of my secret weapons in our agency. Like I use it's like, shh, don't tell anybody. I use this all the time to create presentations, but I had to build my custom GPT, which I'll talk about how I did that here in a few minutes. And that took a lot of time. Once it was done, then it was spitting out results that were just as good as the things that I would come up with on my own after spending hours and hours and hours creating content strategy. I was like, this is it. This will save us time. This will save us money, and it will make us look better than all of the other YouTube agencies that are out there. Now, again, shh, don't say anything to anybody. All right. Okay, so here's where the opportunity lies. Okay, a workflow that replaces a $60,000 a year employee equals massive savings. Now, businesses, this is how you have to start thinking, right? Businesses will happily pay probably even more. I say 30, 40, 50,000. And I think they'd probably happily pay $100,000 if they knew that they could save $600,000 in salary over the course of 10 years. They'll pay $100,000 to deploy something like this. And you don't have to be a coder. You just need to be the person who shows businesses how to apply the artificial intelligence, where to apply the artificial intelligence. So, even this, even saving $10,000 a year for a business can justify $50,000 in consulting fees. That's where the opportunity is. And I know some of you guys might be like, that's a lot of money. Oh man, I just realized that my OBS is in the corner blocking out some of these things. Hold on, let me. No, I don't think I can move that now. Sorry, guys. We'll make sure, I don't think there was anything that was super important that was up in that corner. But if there is, I'll make sure that the slides get out as well. All right. You don't have to be a coding whiz. Like I said, you can talk to ChatGPT and get all of this stuff done. I literally, when I say talk, I don't mean type. I mean, press record, press the little voice action, and I will go for 10 minutes. And then ChatGPT 5 now is smart enough to understand the context of what I'm asking for. And it gets it right 95% of the time. It's awesome. Okay, so check this out. JP Morgan is cutting 30% of their costs with agentic AI. 30% of their costs. They're a mega billion-dollar enterprise. 30%. Okay, so let's just throw this number out there. $10 billion in revenue. I don't know what, I have no idea. I didn't look it up. $10 million in revenue, $10 billion in revenue. Let's change this. $2 billion in expenses. Say they have $2 billion in expenses a year. I have no idea. That might be crazy high. I have no idea. What is it worth to them to save 30% of $2 billion? $2 billion is $600 million a year. That's probably worth, if you were to go into JP Morgan and say, Mr. Morgan, JP, I can save you 30% of your costs if you let me deploy these AI agents in your business. How much is that worth to you? Well, they'd probably be like, well, okay, over the course of blah, blah, blah years. And they'd probably say billions. It's worth billions. Because over a 10-year period of time, we're going to save $6 billion. It's worth $2 billion to us. $2 billion for you to come in and deploy this. I'd be like, hey, ChatGPT, can you help me build out agentic AI? Just kidding. No, somebody's going to make a lot of money. And that's one corporation. Well, you've heard the term Fortune 500, right? Getting on the Fortune 500. Billions and billions and mega billions and probably trillions, close to trillions of dollars on the Fortune 500 list. That's a lot of money, a lot of businesses that could be using agentic AI to save money. Now, I'm not saying, hey, listen, if you're a real estate agent and you're like, man, that sounds awesome. I'm going to go learn agentic AI so I can go to JP and help save them 30%. It's probably not going to happen. But if you're an expert of real estate, do it in the real estate niche. Build something in the real estate niche. Go to Keller Williams. Go to Remax. Is Remax still a thing? I think it is. Is it just Max now, or is it Remax still? I haven't heard of Remax in a long time. I haven't seen a sign in a long time. All right, here we go. Ready? Now I've already kind of spilled the beans here. talk. How do you do this? How do you build agentic AI? How do you build tasks? How do you create little agents? how do you create tasks? How do you create custom GPTs? Super complex. Ready for this? Talk to it. Talk to ChatGPT. I don't want to get, I'm not going to get really like deep into the weeds on this because I don't need to. Most of you guys are never going to be developers. In fact, most developers right now aren't going to be developing for much longer. And I know some of you guys might disagree with that, but you think about all of the developers. How many of those are in that 0.01% that are going to be bringing value when ChatGPT 8 can do almost all of the coding you would ever need, right? They won't. And so my point is like, don't learn how to be a coder. Literally go to ChatGPT. And the reason I say ChatGPT, the reason I say OpenAI is because they have the biggest footprint in the AI development space right now. They have the most revenue coming in. They're the biggest. And so it stands to reason. Dang it. I really wish that's stupid. I wish I wasn't up there in that corner, guys. It's all good. It's all good. We're going to roll with it. I'm going to calm down, relax. It stands to reason that OpenAI, as soon as they say, hey, Scott, for 20%, we're going to let you sell your custom GPT in the GPT store. Game over for everyone else who is a hosting platform for micro SaaS agents, like game over. And it's probably going to come at some point. They're going to put a lot of things out, a lot of tools out of business. Okay, so I'm getting distracted. Number one, talk to ChatGPT. Treat it like your brainstorming partner. Ask, what are some micro tools I can build for my industry? You guys already know. I feel like if you've been, and I create content on this all the time on my YouTube channel, on the I'm Scott Simson channel. If you're over 40, like me, I'm 41. If you're in your 30s, even mid 30s, and you have been working a job for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you are an expert at a lot of areas in that job. You are a genius at a lot of areas in that job. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be a fishing line creator, like you create fishing string, and you're a genius at creating fishing. You know the right tension, you know the break point, you know how heavy it is, right? You're a genius at that. You also know what the problems are that if you had a solution to them, it would take out redundancies, it would save time and make you more productive as a fishing line creator. What a random topic. You are any industry that you're in, you're a genius of that industry. You know the problems. Here you go. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm a fishing line creator. I make fishing line. And here are some of the problems that I face. Can you help me create some AI solutions to these problems? Can you help me create some automated solutions? Can you help me create some ideas of how I could use agents in my business flow, in my model? So that way I can help other fishing line creators save time, money, and eliminate some of these redundancies. You know what's going to do? Because ChatGPT is so freaking affirming. Hey, that's a great idea. That's a great idea, right? Every single time. I'm like, hey, what do you think about that? That's a great idea. I like it. And then it gives you its feedback. You're going to get affirmed, right? You know that if you go to ChatGPT with that, you're going to get affirmed. And then it's going to be like, here's some ideas. And then it'll give you like 5 ideas. And you'd be like, hey, that's not enough. Can you give me 10 more? And it'll be like, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. And what I found is working with ChatGPT is like, because I don't get any pushback, I can keep moving forward and keep pushing. You know, it is like sometimes you get told, no, that's a really bad idea. You know, that's a good idea, Scott, but here's all the problems. It kind of shuts you down, right? But with ChatGPT, you don't have that feeling. And so you kind of get this like man, the sky's the limit with ChatGPT. I could do anything. I just keep working with it until I see something and I'm like, yeah, that's marketable. That's cool. So for example, we did our Rafidi custom GPT. It took me probably about 6 months of just collecting information and then cataloging and organizing it into a strategy. Now we use it, and it is, if you know how to use it right, it is 95% the stuff that I would come up with, but it's really fast. And so I use it all the time because I can get so much utility. I can I've cloned myself. I can clone my output, which is fantastic. I also built, and I know Austin talked about this the other day too. I also built I call it the Thread Alchemist, where I basically created I copied and pasted a bunch of viral threads from social media, and I trained a custom GPT on how to create more viral threads. And so I've got this thing called the Thread Alchemist. And that took me about 30 minutes to just, hey, here's the thing. And then to get the output right, it just took me some tweaking. And now I use it every single day to make viral threads on Facebook. I don't post them on X, on Facebook. I use it every single day. And all I did was I talked to the software. I talked to ChatGPT, and then it was just like, hey, no, actually, that's not quite right. Can you change it this way? And it was like, absolutely, updating now. That's a great idea, right? Affirmed every step of the way until I got what I wanted. That is what makes this so powerful. That's what makes it so easy. Don't go into coding school. You don't need to. You don't have to do that right now. Just start talking to ChatGPT, telling it the problems you want solutions to, have it brainstorm with you. Sometimes even people who are more analytical minded, and this is one of those things that's like, I know it gets really frustrating for analytical minds sometimes who are just, man, I wish I was a visionary. I wish I was creative. Well, you have a tool that you can talk to and have it be a creative outlet for you. Have it be a creative side of you. You just have to talk to it. Hey, ChatGPT, can you give me an idea for a painting? Like I don't have a vision for a painting. And it will tell you. Like I could go to ChatGPT right now and say, give me an idea for a painting. You know you could too. You could just give me an idea for a painting, and it'll be like, well, you could do this, and you could do that, and you could do this, and you could do that. And then make sure you use these types of brushes and this type of ink and paint. It will do all that for you. So turn it into your collaboration partner, and you'll get exactly what you want. You'll learn how to build tools immediately. You'll start building tools. In fact, as soon as we're done with this, I want you to go to ChatGPT, give it a problem to solve, ask for agents solutions, and see what it does. All right. Oh, the other thing too is, well, this actually goes into this next point. Build a custom GPT. So upload your insights, SOPs, or frameworks. Take everything that's up here, put it in there. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, that's scary because I'm giving OpenAI my IP. First of all, I don't believe in scarcity. Like that's a scarcity mentality. And if you cling to things too tightly, you're going to end up left behind. My thought is now I'm going to use this tool right now, and I am going to constantly be evolving with artificial intelligence. Like if I don't jump into this right now, first of all, someone else is going to take their YouTube strategy, throw it into ChatGPT, and then they're going to be using their custom GPT to have, to 10x their output. And so I'm going to get left behind. I'd much rather just like, I'm going to train it in a ChatGPT, and then I'm going to get a whole bunch of output from it. And then that's going to make me smarter. That's going to make me wiser. And now I'm going to evolve my thought, my strategies to include artificial intelligence. So that way I'm always 1 step, 2 step, 5 steps ahead of everybody else. Or I'm at least at the cutting edge of my industry. I'm always doing things that are at the cutting edge of the industry. So don't feel like you're going to lose your IP. Now, again, like take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. I don't have IP that is worth $1 trillion like Mr. Morgan does. So take that with a grain of salt. But if you're a coach, if you're a marketer, if you're a small business owner in insurance or real estate, there's nothing that you don't know that someone else isn't already feeding it into ChatGPT and using the tool to grow. Okay. Example, a real estate agent builds a GPT that spits out listing descriptions, social captions, and email templates. So here's my secret with ChatGPT, with custom GPTs. Once you have a problem, or once you have identified a problem, you can go to the custom GPT, and in the training, you could say, can you analyze this and tell me how you would solve this problem? Okay, so rather than having to type out all the solutions to a problem, and this is what I did with the thread analyst, or the thread alchemist. I said, here are 5 viral Facebook posts. Can you please analyze those and then turn them into training that I can teach to someone else? Okay, and then it's like, yes, no problem, great idea, and then it gives me all of this training. Well, it does this, and it uses a curiosity gap hook in the hook, and it uses no more than XYZ number of characters, and they're micro hooks contained within every thread, so that way it leads from one post to the other. It's like, perfect, that's great. Here's what I said next. Train yourself on that. And then it's just updating, a little scrolly thing, updating GPT. And now I literally just fed it something, told it to analyze it, and then told it to train itself on its own analysis. Boom. Boom. Mic drop. That's it. All right. Okay. Actually, before I get into community, I'm going to talk to you about Yoink It for just a second, because it's kind of like the next level. I don't want to go too deep into it, because in all honesty, I've got a developer who's my business partner on it, and he knows all of the coding, all of that stuff. So here's the thing. So he told me, I was like, hey, what did you build this with? And here's the reason that we partnered. My custom GPT is super powerful. I want everybody to have access to it. But I didn't want to give access to the custom GPT because you have to use the right prompts. You have to have some like technical knowledge of how YouTube strategy works in order to get the best out of it. So what I did with him was I partnered with him on building Yoink It, which is all of the training from the custom GPT. It is my whole strategy, my frameworks, all of the things that are up here in terms of YouTube strategy in one program, in one very specific tool, in one SLM, right? It's essentially what it is. It's a small language model. All of that in one tool. And the custom GPT requires, it requires custom input in order to get it out. So I was just like, let's try to make this as simple as possible. So basically, let me actually just show you. It'll make much more sense if I can just show you. Okay, so here's a post on X. We have a Chrome extension where you just press the Yoink It button, and this is a thread. Okay, so here's every bit of the thread. Okay, so then we go over to Yoink It. Refresh and make sure it's there. Okay, so here it is, crack shorts, YouTube Shorts algorithm. That was the post. All right, so here's what it did. It took all of the photos from that guy's thread and the entire thread and just threw it into one stream of one post. Now here's where this is what's different from. So first of all, like it'll save you all the time of having to go through this, copy, paste, copy, download the images, copy, paste. It does all that for you. And then it brings it all here. But here's the coolest part. Okay. Give me a breakdown analysis script. Okay. Now we have a custom prompt and a custom framework for this script. And all you got to do is press one button. This is like the next level up from custom GPT. And he built this with Laravel on the back end and React on the front end. And it took him about 3 months to put all this together, to code all this and put it all together. And it operates just like ChatGPT. You can talk to it And again, it's not meant to replace ChatGPT. This is an SLM. This is just a tool, a very specific tool for you to be able to bookmark to bookmark video ideas that you see all across the internet, YouTube, Rumble, X. We're putting it on blogs. We're putting it on news sites. We're putting that yoink it button everywhere. So that way people can just press the button when they see it and they don't have to copy and paste anything. They don't have to type up any prompts. They just get what they want. And this is a prime example of an SLM. Prime example of an SLM. We've got our own training, our own agentic training in there, and it is very dialed into YouTube strategy and YouTube strategy alone. Okay, now so if you want to elevate into like this next level of coding, of software design, that's when you'll have to find a developer. For now, eventually, within the next couple of years, you won't have to find a developer anymore because ChatGPT is going to be able to do all that for you. There's going to be agentic AI. There's going to be artificial intelligence you're going to be able to talk to. Hey, build me this software. Hey, I don't really like that. Can you change this? And it'll just do it for you. You might still have to have people who are like, okay, we're going to tie this together into a Chrome extension, blah, 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 blah. And my business partner knows all this. He's like, man, this is such a different world that we're living in right now. And that's why he's in with me on this too. It's like, this is a business opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to build something that people will want, something that solves a problem and gives you a solution that is guaranteed to be better than something that 99% of people could come up with on their own. All right. Let's talk about building a community. Okay. The overlooked gold mine, community. So the reason that I want to talk about building a community. So I talked about like how to deploy agents and how to do all that stuff, how to just like, I mean, that hands down, those are the biggest money-making opportunities right now. It's like building tools that people can use that make them more productive. Huge transfer of wealth. Now, I'm going to shift gears. This is kind of like part 2. People who are doing this, who are using artificial intelligence, let's just say this. All right, this is written right there. AI is leveling the playing field. For everyone. Okay. Anyone can buy access to the same AI tools. So, man, one of the biggest things that I'll say about this is AI slop in content, and it requires us to get more creative with our prompts. So I create AI content. Like I'm not going to deny it, like everybody does right now. I use artificial intelligence to create AI content. I go through the AI content and make sure that I agree with everything that it says, and then I'll add some little bit nuggets of my flavor to it. But it levels the playing field. Like anybody can go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, here's a whole bunch of viral threads. Build a custom GPT. Anybody can do that. And then anybody can have the same hooks and the same hooks and the same frameworks and the same outlines and the same output. And so it levels the playing field. So you have to have the moat of a personal brand is how you protect yourself from being leveled by AI. The community, the following is how you protect yourself over the course of the next 10 years. That's how you stay in front of the pack. Community, in a world of abundance where everybody has access to everything else. If you want to stay in front of the pack, you want to have that community. Now, one thing that Elon Musk said, I saw it. It was a presentation a couple months ago, and he said he can see a day in the next number of years where we're not going to be talking about universal basic income. He's like, we're talking about universal high income. Because think about it like this. If robots can turn wrenches and do all of the physical laborious jobs, and computers, AI, can do all of the thinking jobs, where does that leave humans? Well, I mean, you think about it, like if robots can go cut down trees and robots can mill the wood, and then robots can build a house, and then robots can work at McDonald's and robots can do all of this other stuff. Like, what is the need for humans anymore? And I don't know if enough people are asking this question. I'm sure, a lot of you guys who are watching this right now are probably thinking the same thing. But what's the need for humanity? And that's where where Elon Musk is saying, like, universal high income, because if robots are doing all the work, then why wouldn't the wealth be distributed equally? Why wouldn't we just be able to get our crops, all our food for free if robots are doing everything? I think we're going to go through a river of pain before we get there, because I think there's a lot of people who are in the elite segments of the economy who don't want that to happen. But if everybody is the same and treated the same, what differentiates us? And what do we focus on? I think creativity is where we're going to focus a lot of our efforts. Creativity, philosophy, the things that artificial intelligence can't deliver for us or can't do for us. So you guys who got those philosophy degrees in college and you're like, man, what am I going to do with this? It might come time. You might just be ahead of everybody else. You'll be like, finally, my degree is going to be worth something. I didn't mean to insult all you guys with philosophy degrees, but you know what I mean. You're building a moat around yourself. Okay. So, moats compound over time. Single workflow you sell once. A single workflow you sell once to one client. A community you build. With a community you build a distribution channel you can monetize again and again and again and again. Courses, events, products, software, partnerships. I mean, you think about like AI marketing world. Like we're building a community. We're building an event for people with like minds who want to learn from the best people in the world. That's where they're going to be congregating. That's where they're going to be meeting. And there are going to be people who have sub-communities, who develop sub-communities from our community. There are going to be people who come to AI Marketing World who are like, I'm super, super excited to be here. And they meet 15 people and then they start following each other on Facebook. And then they start realizing that they all have cool things to say. And then everybody's in everybody else's community. Or maybe some leader rises to the top and then he's got 50 followers that came to AI Marketing World. Austin Armstrong is a perfect example of this. Like Austin came to, I showed you guys that picture at the very beginning. Austin came to Video Marketing World in 2019 and he sat in the back and took some notes, did some networking, but he didn't really put himself out there. And I remember actually meeting him, and then we talked a little bit after the fact over the course of like the next year, and he kind of staked his claim. He's like, I'm going to be the guy that gets on stage at Video Marketing World in the future. And he said that. And then he came to me in 2021 and asked to be on stage. I put him on a panel. And then we had him give a full presentation in 2022. And so he just worked his way up. Now, guess what? Austin has millions of followers across social media because of the things that he put in place. Because I'm not going to take credit for everything, and I don't want Video Marketing World to take credit for everything, because we were just a provider of information. He had to provide the tenacity, he had to provide the actual like execution. But because of some of the things that he learned at Video Marketing World in 2019 and 2021 and 2022 and 2020 coming on virtual, he grew a massive community. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. All right. Why community is currency. Okay, check this out. AI content is flooding the internet. AI generated content. Okay, so here's the volume of AI content. Here's the trust. This is the relativity of AI generated content to trust of content. All right, so here is the volume of authentic human voices to the trust. You see, like, it is a stark difference. The AI slop to AI trust versus human content to human trust. So in this noise, the AI noise, authentic human voices stand out because even right now, with how little comparatively of human content there is to AI content, there's much more trust among human voices than there is among AI content. And this isn't going to change. This isn't going to change because People are easy button. We are easy button beings. We just want to. Do I have a button in here? Where's a button? Give me a button. I have no buttons. I want to just press a button. We are button people. Ready? We are easy button people. We want something fast. And a lot of people exploit the loopholes. They're looking for the easiest buttons that haven't been made into laws yet that they can exploit so that we can get rich really quickly. And so once you see that, you lose trust. Once you see everybody doing something, you lose trust in it. Oh, dang it. How do I get back? Go back. There we go. So community equals future-proof moat for the reason of, number one, you have trust. Number two, you can continuously deliver goods, services, education to this community of people who are following you. All right, so let's do this community builders versus employees graph. Okay, community builder builds an owned audience, leverages trust and authenticity, monetizes in multiple ways, moat strengthens with every post, and can pivot and adapt quickly. The employee rents their time, competes with AI and automation, earns one income stream, position weakens as tech evolves. Whew, that's a big one. That's scary. Dependent on employers' decisions. Community builders versus employees. Community builders, this is your moat. And employees will be the first displaced by AI. Community builders will be the ones writing new rules and bringing others along for the ride. This isn't, I don't want this to scare you. Like, this isn't intended to scare anybody. The intention behind this is to illustrate there is so much flipping opportunity for you. So much flipping opportunity. So much flipping opportunity. All right, so shoot, I don't know how this, dang it, this slide. Okay, so this was supposed to be back before. Dang it, bummer. I thought I moved that. Chaining simple tools. I don't want to go backwards. I already talked about this. ChatGPT strategy to Gamma. Ask AI everything. Ask AI what's next. Be like a little kid with ChatGPT. Actually, I really like that. Be like a little kid with ChatGPT. Just keep asking it questions. But why? Why? Somebody should test that. Be like a little kid. But why? How big is the sun? But why? All right, back to building a community. Here is my strategy. Now I've been, like I said, I've been in community development for a long time, been on social media for a long time, built a lot of very, very successful influencing channels. And this is the crux of that. Like, this is the heart of my strategy. YouTube should be the center of every content marketing strategy. And the question you're all asking is, but why? Everything else is so much easier to post than a YouTube video. You're right, it is. Like, it's very difficult to post a long form YouTube video. I'm not going to deny that. Like, you have to think of things to say. Like, it's hard. It's much easier to post Facebook posts and Instagram posts and X and TikToks and stuff like that. Here's the reason. YouTube is a search engine. TikTok is kind of rivaling it a little bit. It'll never be the same as YouTube. It is the best and biggest search engine, social media platform that is a search engine. Biggest and best. And I stamp that with this Scott Simpson approval stamped. This truth. Everything else is timeline oriented. Like, even when you go to TikTok, how do you use it? You turn it on, you see a video, you start scrolling. If you want to find something, they've got a pretty good methodology of categorizing videos and making it easier for you to find them. But still, not even comparable to YouTube. The other thing with YouTube is, like, if you get into a cadence of creating 2 or 3 videos a week, well, guess what? 10 to 12 minute videos a week. You can make shorts out of those videos if you structure them the right way. This is what tools like Yoinkit will do. Give you segments that you can turn into short form videos. So you get a whole bunch of short form videos out of that one long. You could get blog posts. You can get social media posts. You can get X threads. You can get Instagram shorts, and you can have it formatted for LinkedIn. I've got a really cool custom GPT that I found for LinkedIn posts. I don't know anything about Snapchat. I'll be 100% honest. That is not my forte. You could probably do something with snaps though. So YouTube being the center of your content marketing strategy, if you create 3 videos a week, you'll have more content than you know what to do with for every other social media platform, because it all can be repurposed. And in 2025, it's a voluminous game. Volume. It's all about volume. How much content can you get out? How much eyeballs can you attract to yourself? Because every platform now is like, we got to have more. All of these platforms, and I think this is the reason that they're doing it. All of these platforms are trying to train their own AIs. So the more content that you can give to the platform, the more they're like, feed me, feed me, feed me, keep it coming. So YouTube, center of your content marketing strategy. If you're starting from scratch, and this is stuff I nerd out on, and so I don't want to get I don't want to go too deep into the weeds with this. I'm going to give you a very brief strategy. I'm going to show you some case studies for how to grow on social. But YouTube, if you're brand new to YouTube, focus on SEO content. SEO content is the fastest way to grow, fastest way to get views quickly. Unless you're just really, really good at creating storytelling stuff, then I'd be like, hey, lean into that. But if you're like, I'm a real estate agent, or I'm a plumber, or I own a roofing company, or I teach people how to use Salesforce. I don't even know what that is. But somebody came up to me and they're like, hey, do you have any experience with Salesforce? I'm like, what is Salesforce? Start with SEO focused content. A lot of people are out there, they're like, SEO is dead. It's not, simply because people are motivated by how they ask questions, right? So if I go to YouTube and I type how to change a car tire, and I get served a video that might answer that question in the video, but the title is, my car broke down on Route 84 on the way to Phoenix, on the way from Phoenix to Georgia. I have no idea. I'm not going to click on that. I'm going to click on the title that says how to change a car tire. So SEO is not dead. And the other thing is, like, YouTube is trying to update their content so that way you're not seeing a video from 2007 unless it's still insanely relevant. You're not going to see a piece of content that's 18 years old. You're going to see a piece of content that's new. So there's always like room for your videos. So focus on SEO in the beginning, create how to, create top 10 lists, create things that people are searching for. All right. Now, once you start getting some viewership, now you want to evolve into recommended content. This is more like storytelling. I tried Skittles so you don't have to. It was a very random thing. And this is where you focus on story arcs, pacing, teasing, training the algorithm to promote from the recommended, from the homepage, from the recommended page. And I always tell people, avoid shorts, avoid posting on shorts initially. You want most of your momentum to come from longs until you build up a really like strong audience of long form watchers. And then you can start integrating shorts in later. If you build a shorts audience too early, you're not going to get a lot of views on your long form content because you have segmented audience. You've trained your audience to look for short form stuff. And short form and long form viewers, they're not always the same. They don't always cross pollinate. So in the beginning, at least in the beginning, focus on avoiding shorts, focus on long form content in the beginning. Here's an example of a channel that we actually just started working on. Let's see here, middle of June. Okay, middle of June, boop, 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 and then taking off. And for some of you guys, like, this might not look super significant, but look at this. We've posted some shorts, but for the most part, it's been long form content that's blowing up this channel. 500. Yeah. Now you guys are gonna be like, didn't you just say not to post shorts? So let me explain why we did it on this one. So all of our shorts are SEO focused as well. And they're all cut downs from the longs that point back to the longs. So there are situations that I would say it's okay to do shorts and longs. I hate that I just contradicted myself, because now you guys are going to be like, I don't believe you. But I've been doing this a long time. And so the rule of thumb is wait to post shorts. If you're me and you've been doing this for a long time and you know all the strategies, it's fine. But I just want to tell you right now, this channel right now is popping off because of the SEO strategy. And then these are some of the channels that we've helped explode from recommended. Okay, look at this. 33rd degree knowledge. This was only taught to a select few. This is all coming from recommended. It's not coming, I mean, very little of it's coming from people who are typing in, what do 33 degree Masons believe? Once you unlock the third eye, reality is yours. Okay, how about this one? Best way to get rid of rats quickly. That's actually SEO and story focus, because the thumbnail is like alluding to, oh my gosh, I got to see this. This is going to be amazing. And this one right here, tire full of rats. That's pretty epic. Anyway, this is like getting more into storytelling and recommended. You generally don't explode, go viral with how to change a tire. How to change a tire is going to get you 5 million views over the course of 15 years. It's not going to get you 5 million views in 6 days, like some of these exploded. And then you start building a stream of income. Along with building the moat, building your community, you also have a stream of income from ads. This is one of our client accounts. I just screenshotted it to show what's possible. How many of you guys like put a yes please in the chat if you would like to have an additional $180,000 a year in revenue from YouTube? And some of you guys who are watching this maybe be like, 180,000, that's nothing. I've got 3 million followers on social media and I make $180,000 a month, which is it's not impossible to do that. I know people too. But how many of you guys would like an extra $180,000 a year? I would. Yes, please. Okay. And then supporting platforms, you guys. Oh boy, is this going to cut off some of it? I think you guys get the main gist. Facebook. Here's some strategy for Facebook. Take a picture of this. TikTok, here's some strategy for TikTok. Instagram, here's some strategy for Instagram. LinkedIn, you know the routine. Okay, so just so you guys know, I know my head is cutting off the top. It's cutting off the title of that one. That says Facebook. It's Facebook. Okay, so here are some of the strategies for all the other supporting social media platforms. Riches are in the mix, my friends. Be fast, be human, be trusted. That came from ChatGPT, but I liked it. AI economy is minting millionaires, but tools alone won't make you one. The winning formula: ride AI opportunities and build a moat. Remember, don't overthink. And this is very important. Actually, I want to spend just a second talking about this. Don't overthink polish early on. Volume and feedback is greater than perfection. I think there was this platforms back in the day, before now, really before like the last few years, focused on quality over quantity. When Mr. Beast really started taking off, there was this big push to have better editing, make your content more cinematic, and YouTube rewarded you for getting people to come back. They reward you for satisfaction. They still reward you for satisfaction, but there is this volume play where they're like, and it happened a couple of years ago. I think they modeled it. They started modeling their stuff off of what TikTok was doing, because you guys all know, when you press, anybody who's on TikTok knows, when you upload a TikTok, you're almost guaranteed 200-300 views, right? It's just like, here's a test batch. We're going to see how many people like this and how they interact with it, how they engage with it. And if they engage with it well, we're going to show it to more people. And YouTube wasn't like that with long form content for a long time. If you created a bad video, like if you created a video, you weren't guaranteed any views. Now, a new creator is almost guaranteed. Like if you post a video, you're almost guaranteed, 30, 60, 100 views, because they're testing it in front of an audience. It's a much smarter way for the platform to operate, by the way. YouTube is way smarter for being like, yeah, let's at least test it, because this brand new little video might actually explode. And if it explodes, we make money. So that makes sense. So my philosophy now is volume. It's volume. Volume, I call it volume value. Volume value. Create a bunch of volume, make sure that everything is valuable, and then track, test, reiterate, keep going. The worst thing that you can do is batch for like 6 months and then just be like, all right, post it. And then post it over the course of 6 months. And then come to find out, like 2 weeks in, you get some data that's like, hey, the platform's like, hey, this content sucks. It's not really working. And then you realize like, oh shoot, I just did 6 months worth of content that was wrong. Don't do that. At most, go out a week or two. And from there, you get enough data and knowledge that you can constantly be evolving and adjusting. That's how you win in the AI economy, my friends. That is how you win in the AI economy. All right. Q&A. Q&As. Let's see here. Great deal. What do you guys... I was just reading through some of these comments. Okay, so this goes to increasing profitability on a massive scale. Stockholders be excited. Yep. Need to negotiate deal where you only... Yeah, where's the question? Questions. Anybody got questions? Let me first... Questions. No questions? Hey, thanks. Live Better Scottsdale. I appreciate that. It's a great session. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Are you guys... Now, I know if you watched Steve's session from the other day, he talked about an offer that we're making. Are you guys cool if I just go over that again real quick? Just show you exactly what's in it. Say, you can just drop your yes. I'll keep answering questions too, but just drop a yes if you're cool with that. All right. Do you have specific go-to tools? Yeah. So let me just talk about my tool stack for a second. So my tool stack for our agency is, so we use Asana, and all of these tools are featuring, they're starting to integrate AI in this SLM type of a approach. Asana, Slack. I'm using Yoinkit almost daily now. We've integrated it into our tech stack, our custom GPT into our tech stack. You guys, Gamma, don't sleep on Gamma. Gamma is so valuable, and it's like $20 a month. I know that's like, man, $20 a month. How many reports am I making a month? Find reports to make. It's so cool. Pixels is another one that we're using. Pixels. Pixels is a tool that we're using for thumbnails, and it's awesome. So highly recommend checking that one out. And yeah, what else am I using in our tech stack? I've got this one that I have on my phone. It's called Slacksnote, where I can have a conversation with AI, or I can voice prompt something into Slacksnote, and then it'll auto format it for me into social posts. Like as soon as I'm done recording, it'll just take it and process it and turn it into a concise statement that I can then turn into a Facebook post or a tweet. That's super valuable because now I don't have to like type anything. Anything that I can just talk to, I'm really trying to play with as much as possible, because I feel like that's the easiest way for me to interact, faster than typing. It's much, sometimes, I mean, you just heard, an hour and 15 minutes of me kind of rambling, going on and on. And, it's cool that AI can take all that and just be like, hey, here's what we're missing here. Let me go into full screen mode here real quick. How do I do that? All right, let's go. There we go. Now you can see my face. All right, in just a second, I want to show you guys again. I'm going to go through this I want to go through this offer again. Okay. All right. Yeah, getting some yes pleases. Yes, please. Yes. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, so let me keep answering these questions, and I'm gonna show you guys this show you guys what you get in this promotion we're offering right now. Okay, next question. What's the easiest way to get rich with holistic wellness? Here's my advice. and this is what I was saying in the beginning is go to ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, these are the things that I see in the holistic wellness space over and over and over again that are hard to solve, or they're a bottleneck, or these are problems in our practice, or these are what my people are asking for. And just start using ChatGPT to bounce ideas off of, and to get it to start asking you questions. To get it to start asking you questions that will start opening up your mind to like, okay, what are the problems? What are the things I need to be focusing on? I would love to be able to say, hey, just do this, this, and this. But I'm telling you right now, like I may sound like I know a lot as I'm talking about these things, but I a lot about a lot of industries as I'm talking about these things, but my knowledge of each industry is actually really limited. I'm just really good at talking to the large language models and asking it to help me bring out, like pull out of me the potential or opportunities to make money. So that's how I would use it. Holistic Quantum Alchemist. Awesome name. BT Dubs. I love it. All right. Let's see here. I work with IP that is not my own, rapidly changing deals and pricing that is not public knowledge. How do I safely secure that data? That's a great question. So you're going to be in one of those situations where it's like, be very careful what you put into large language model. We work with some companies too that have like internal IP that they're like, do not talk about this with a large language model. And we're like, okay, but you're talking about it on YouTube. So, in an SLM, okay. Yeah. So Ernie, this is one of those things where I would talk to a dev, talk to a developer and see if you can build an SLM that is hyper focused on your, that is like closed off, no access to the public. It's used internally. And, I know that there are tools that you can do that with. That's where I would start. That's a really difficult question for me to answer. I would absolutely take that, copy and paste that exact same thing into ChatGPT 5 and have it come up with a list of solutions for you. You guys, again, like this is how I operate now. Now there's this interesting thing that happens when you start using large language models, you start using AI all the time. You kind of stop, in many ways, you stop thinking, you stop thinking creatively and you start relying too much on the LLMs. And that I try to avoid that. And so like I still write all of my notes. I still write down ideas. I still take notes. I'll send notes to my partners. We'll go back and forth, have discussions with my partners on things. And I don't engage LLMs in everything, but when it comes to creatively thinking, it significantly reduces the time for me to come up with a solution to a problem. And that's why I'm like anybody who's not doing this is missing out, because you can get so much done faster. So much done faster. Great questions. Okay, I'm just going to take you guys through our offer again real fast, because I don't want you guys to miss out, and there's such an awesome opportunity that's happening right now. Okay, so here's our offer. Now, like I said, we got AI Marketing World coming up at the beginning of October. That's a very short period of time away. It's decision time, right? The 9th through the 11th. Okay, AI Marketing World, general admission ticket. So with this offer, we're giving you a general admission to our full live event here in Dallas. It's actually in Frisco, where you're going to be able to meet with incredible people, We've got hundreds and hundreds of people coming. We've got robots, you guys. Oh yeah, there it is. We have these 2 robots, these exact robots that are going to be coming and interacting with people. Super excited. I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission, right? You're like, I don't know about that. Okay. Well, guess what? You get all AI experts teaching how to use AI in growing sales and increasing profits. Everything that we're talking about at AI Marketing World, we are incorporating into our own businesses, into our own models. These are things that are actually making us money right now, making us hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in our businesses right now. Austin Armstrong's got Syllabi. I've got our custom GPTs and Yoinkits that's making money. Steve and Marley are doing things in the sales and offer world. It's absolutely insane. Okay. On top of that, here are some of your speakers. Probably a lot of these guys you've seen before: Onyx Singal, Nick, Adrian. These are all influential people in the AI space. Akbar, he's awesome as well. Very dynamic. We have curated this event full of speakers that are top quality, high level. All right, here's day 2. Hey, look, I know that guy. This was back before I lost 30 pounds, so I got the dub chin going. I call him Fat Scott. Nobody else does. I just do it to myself. Anyway, Austin, Marley, Kenya, Austin's wife, Austin. The Austins are coming. I just think that's the funniest thing. Austin Armstrong married Austin Carroll. It's so cool. And day 3, we've got some great faces as well, and even some surprises. So that's who's coming. We're going to give you a digital event guidebook, so that way you know what's coming. You get all the takeaways. You get everything. It's going to be epic. AI tools reference pack, post-event. So this is one of the things that we're just like, man, how can we make this even more valuable? We're going to compile all of the tools so you can take all the notes while you're at the event, but we're going to give you a doc with everything in it. So all you got to do is you get this doc, click, copy, paste, do whatever you want with it. That way you don't have to, scribble things down and try and save everything. I'm just going to send it all to you. This is one of the most valuable things about any conference. If you've ever been to a conference where they do roundtable speaker Q&As, this is such a valuable experience. I've been on both sides of these things. I've sat at tables where the speakers have come out and we've had conversations with them, got to ask them personal questions, not personal, I get to ask them my questions. And then I've sat on the other side where I've just got to answer. And there's so much energy. It's so much excitement. It's super valuable. So we're going to be doing that every day at the event. And then event onboarding and a mini course to get your head prepared for the right place. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. So our ticket price, normal ticket price, is $13.97. This offer right now, $11.97. You get everything that's in this offer. But what other immersion can we give you, right? So Steve talked about this the other day. Immersion. The best way to learn something is to dive in. I've never learned another language, but I know from all of my friends who have learned other languages, the best way to learn a language is to jump in and fully integrate. You want to dive in head first and sink or swim. We're going to teach you how to swim. So how can we make this super immersive for you? That's where AI Marketing Path comes in. So this is this program right now. AI Marketing Path, full AI Marketing Path immersion. Here's the modules. The best and richest markets to use AI for business growth. Module 2, the hidden AI tools and workflows for automation. Module 3, solo founder unicorn playbook, MVPs, vibe coding, market strategy. This is Austin Armstrong's presentation session from the other day. Insane, super valuable. Module 4, 3 simple profit first AI offer templates. We just want to give you templates, make it really, really simple for you. Module 5, creating repeatable AI assisted content that doesn't sound like AI. It says, like, you guys know, like when you go on Facebook, you go on social media and you see a post and you're like, there's a lot of M dashes there. There's a lot of emojis. That seems like ChatGPT. Well, we're going to teach you how to create AI assisted content that doesn't sound like artificial intelligence. And then boom, replay from today as well. Today's easiest way to get rich in the AI economy. So this implementation workshop ticket is 30 days after AI Marketing World. Okay, so check this out. We're going to give you the list. Just so many things. 150 most useful secret AI tools. 1 month's trial to Syllabi, Threadmaster, Yoink It. Give you access to Yoink It, guys. Get a 1 month trial. And a daily lead flywheel workshop replays. Profit with video. Oh, this was, Profit with Videos is in there as well. So this was my course or my my book that's like, 30 days. I think it's 35 days. I'm going to teach you how to blow up a YouTube channel. And 1 month trial of School of Money, $297 value. 8 built for you winning sales funnel templates. When does this end, Steve? I don't know if Steve's watching right now. So many things though, you guys. 20 plug and play AI marketing prompts. It just doesn't, it's like everything you need to get going. Immersion. All right. So you get everything in the general ticket, plus you get the full AI marketing path immersion for $11.97. And you can grab your ticket at aimarketingworld.co. Awesome. Okay. Just go here. aimarketingworld.co, everybody. aimarketingworld.co. Grab your ticket, and then we'll make sure that you're tagged to get all this extra stuff. All right. Any other questions? Here's another one. Okay. Brad Armstrong, you mentioned going volume and value. Do you think doing daily uploads around SEO is a good strategy for a brand new channel? I jumped on late. So if you already, okay. So that's actually a really great question, Brad. I don't recommend going super volume with YouTube long form. Thank you for allowing me to clarify that. YouTube long form, I wouldn't do daily. I don't think that it's super helpful. And this is coming from personal experience. I think with SEO, you need to give yourself a little bit of space. So I would say 1 to 3 long form videos a week if you're creating content and creating content around SEO. Sorry, I missed that. Okay. Any more questions? You guys, we want to see you at AI Marketing World. We want to teach you how to integrate all this stuff into your business. So much potential right now. The next 2 years are going to be, they're going to be a lot of millionaires that are made in the next 2 years. A lot of very successful people, very successful businesses are going to come out of the next 2 years. I want to see you at, go back to this. I want to see you at AI Marketing World because just like Austin, this is where things are going to happen. This is where momentum's going to happen. This is where people are going to launch. So thank you very much for attending today. I appreciate you guys all participating. Great questions, and we'll see you at AI Marketing World.